morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. You guys know the drill. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about markets. Welcome back, guys. Surefire way to throw me off, man.
Sorry.
How are we doing, guys? Happy Thursday, November 6th. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker and, of course, Max. Maybe a few other team members along the way. We'll see. It's this constant roller coaster of we're so back, it's so over. It's so back, or we're so back, it's so over. Who is telling the truth, right? Or is this just being emotional within just kind of like a ranging downtrend, I guess we could call it? I mean, we've seen Bitcoin do this before, but we'll talk about it on today's show. Before we can get, I think, into analyzing the move that we're seeing in the markets right now, obviously crypto, because yesterday we had a very strong rebound. Today we're kind of seeing a bit of a pullback. Is this going to be a higher low, or is this going to be the resumption of kind of the downtrend that we've been in over the last few weeks? Before we can answer these questions, I'm going to need you guys to smash that like button, slam the like button, destroy the like button, take out any frustrations that you have about coin prices on the like button. Yeah, I think the like button deserves some abuse right now, but no, let's get into things. No goofing around. Bitcoin, I mean, really everything's kind of selling off today. We're finally seeing some weakness hit the equity markets, which have just been very, very strong. And realistically, they still are very strong. I mean, the S&P at this point is not even 5% off its local highs, but we are seeing a day where the S&P is down 1%. And we've been kind of asking ourselves, you know, is the weakness that we're seeing in crypto potentially preceding weakness in equity markets? After all, crypto is the more liquidity sensitive sector of the market, or you know, our equity is just going to inevitably drag up crypto and Bitcoin, which we're selling off idiosyncratically, largely as a result of fallout from the dump that we had. Hard to believe that was almost 1 month ago at this point. So I can't keep saying like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's been a whole month since that huge wipeout that we had. Time flies in markets, though, guys. Really, I think what's going to dictate what we see from Bitcoin and probably crypto from here is unfortunately going to be stocks, since we don't seem to have our own idiosyncratic bid. I hate that I've had to use that word so much recently, but hey,
I was gonna say I've never heard that word more than this week. Like, it's been years since I think I've heard that word, but the way you say it is so elegant and relevant. So keep going. You're doing great.
Well, I'll probably say it again on this show. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, I think crypto is going to be a little bit tethered to what we're seeing in equities. So if equities can find a low here, then this rally or this move off the low that Bitcoin has seen likely continues. And if equities are just beginning a dump, then maybe we're about to see a deeper pullback and correction within crypto. But I would say that behaviorally, what we're seeing in crypto outside of that isn't really completely out of the norm from what we've been seeing. You know, Zcash has outsized strength against the rest of the market. Solana is dumping harder than things like Bitcoin. I'm surprised to see Hyperliquid so weak today. That is a little bit different today, but you know, it really hasn't been, I don't think, too behaviorally different from what we've seen over the last few weeks. I think we're just kind of waiting again for kind of more clarity that we'll hopefully get at the end of this weekly candle. But how are we doing, guys? How are we feeling today? What are we seeing in the markets? Is it over? Are we so back? What do we think?
Yeah, it is interesting about hype, but I don't know. I just drew this on Sol. This is actually like probably needs to be it for Solar. It looks really bad. But anyways, yeah, I think obviously the equity weakness is not helping at all. It's pretty not great. So does QQQ. Hood is one we were talking about. That looks like it could be coming lower. But just going back to basics, right? Looking at Bitcoin, let me get rid of everything. Like, I enjoy using the volume profiles. Here we are. We've got one sitting at 96 from the entire range since November of that's like the yearly volume profile, right? If we want to just go back a few months, we are sitting under pretty much every relevant volume support, you could say. So, I mean, I think you're just kind of hanging in midair above. Like, I think 96 is a given at this point, honestly. I have some other lines which will align with that as well, but like this. Going back to the daily, but yeah, I think there's a lot of confluence at 96. There's the 50 week. Yeah, yeah. we're below it right now, but
how did we
yeah, I
even
don't
get that audio in the StreamYard?
dude, it just showed up. I don't know. We just found it. I think it's been there the whole time. Honestly.
Where do you find that?
It's been there the whole time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Screen.
But I found it in, like, you know, you had to add it.
Yeah. But no, I think it's something like this, low key. But we'll see. I just think there's a lot of confluence for 96K. That's all. Especially if you start closing under the 50 week, that would be not a good look. But
is there really like alpha to the 50 week? Because I will say, like, I've heard about the 50 week more in the last few days than I have heard about it in my life combined.
I mean, this is the only alpha, right? This is the alpha, basically. Is that if you're in like a bull market correction, I guess, tapping the 50 week is like the bid spot. So, logic would say if you start closing below it, especially like we haven't closed a weekly below it this whole bull market, right? So if you close a weekly below it, it doesn't look great for sure, but obviously that's not going to close until Sunday. So plenty of time between here and there. But also, I just think this volume profile of the entire range is pretty telling. Like this sitting at 96 is like some pretty good confluence, at least for me, because I think that would get a lot of people to capitulate. I think, like losing the 50 week and then, we're going to 75K and then putting in like kind of a big bounce potentially at 96, get everybody to FOMO back in up here and then continuing. We'll see. Just max pain stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my thought, man. I mean, Thursday is our dumpiest day of the week for sure. It always is, so it's kind of no brainer we're selling off today, but
weekly day seasonality.
Yeah, yes, indeed. But
I liked what you said there, Tucker. I think that if BTC were to break down, 98K, I just don't think there is a recovery from that. And I think the only way to really like explain that logically with everything would have to be that crypto is front running stocks, but by a long time, because usually these differences are like few weeks away, not like 4 months. And Bitcoin has not been catching up onto QQQ since July. And so that's probably the only logical explanation.
Yeah. You got a lot of work to do on Bit. Like I think 105 needs to get flipped with haste.
It does by weekly close, I would say.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get.
Because there was some volume profile that I had the other day that had a point of control at like 105, but maybe it's because I'm on Binance. You should probably be using Binance, but like
we probably get a lower time frame bounce here or soon.
What do you mean, Tommy? We got a lower time frame bounce.
I was gonna say.
No, I mean like even more lower time frame than that. Like we should probably. I don't think we just go straight for new lows. That would be kind of crazy, but
It's Thursday, brother.
I
don't
think
know.
it would be representative of this market. I just read, there was some tweet from Wintermute. I really gotta find it. And like the comments below it were just one of the best things I read in a while. Like Wintermute tried to say like, oh, liquidity drives crypto cycles, and currently it's not flowing in, and it's like totally natural market. And people below it were like, capital is rotating intentionally. Yeah, but enter Wintermute's pockets. And then stuff like that. It's like, if you are sucking it all dry and liquidating people in the end, you have two options. Either be less aggressive in market making and, like casinos, let some people win sometimes, or change your line of business because there will be no people left to liquidate.
Mhm.
And it's so spot on too, I think, after the past years.
Yeah, I mean, we want to talk about a predator in the jungle. Wintermute definitely fits that bill.
Someone here. The deal was you get to fuck retail for 4 years and give them a nice little out season that lasts 2-3 months, but you got greedy and didn't want to stop fucking retail and even double down. Enjoy your ghost market.
Oh,
Almost like overfishing.
whoa.
If you keep milking the cow to its breaking point, at some point there is no more milk left.
Yep. Which is why Wintermute is expanding into equities. I mean, they make up like 20% of the market making on Robinhood now. Evil Wintermute.
I mean, if Sol's gonna bounce from anywhere, it's here, man. I mean, look at that. Like,
They basically said there is no new current market entrance. There's no new market participants, and people in the comments were like, "Yeah, you fucked everyone, and nobody wants to jump in now anymore."
But wait, Jackus, how can they fuck people when
They are delta
they're
neutral.
delta neutral?
Oh, man. This market.
I know. The only thing that goes up is just Zcash, apparently, and now ICP.
ICP. Oh my god, it's like literally the like escape pump, isn't it? It's like, yeah, everything's going to zero. Let's pump ICP, and that's like the final.
Yeah, the
shit.
number of cartel coins on the highest volume tokens of the day is pretty abnormal. I could do a crime of the day, but we'd have to make it plural.
dude, this is such an insane chart.
Zcash, yeah.
Is open interest like crazy on it? Like, are people trying to step in front of it and getting smoked or what?
I think it's just Jackus. Actually, I like the comparison that you made yesterday to KNC. I think it's just whales with a ton of supply that have it concentrated more or less.
Yeah, it's more seen on the daily time frame than on the 2-week. And I think KNC was also, could have been seen on the daily. So, but we'll see. I'm definitely not comparing Zcash to KNC.
Yeah,
any
it's a little different.
Little.
Just a little bit.
I mean, where do we think it goes?
I think it's finishing up here personally. I said yesterday I thought we'd get a deviation above $500, and that would probably be it. So,
why?
Round numbers.
It will just keep on going. It has no top in this new paradigm. Let me find.
How do you pick coins without technical resistance? Round numbers.
I mean, technically, there's technical resistance probably somewhere, right?
Zcash now at $535. Those of you in the old school who believe this is a bubble simply have not understood the new mathematics of the blockchain, or you did not care enough to try. Bubbles are mathematically impossible in this new paradigm, so are corrections and all else.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Man, some of these small cap stocks are just getting smoked.
Hood continuing its descent.
You know what's getting smoked today is MicroStrategy low key.
Is it?
Yeah.
It had been strong through the sell off, I thought, over the last like few days, and it's kind of breaking down now.
Looks like
I think I don't think this is good for the entire space.
Yeah.
The last hope here is really, babe, please stop longing. It's not going up. Double bottom.
Double bottom.
Okay, I guess we're not getting a lower time frame bounce.
How dare you call for a bounce, Tommy? On a Thursday of all days.
Honestly, every day I have to do my video, the market is just nuking.
Your Thursdays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
you
made a
pick
joke about it last week in my video, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it. But yeah, every day I have to do a video. It's like the market is just straight down.
There will be nukes coming by the US onto China, I'm telling you.
That would not be good. Dude, some senator was like dropped the nuke yesterday. Did you see that?
What?
No.
Some dude was just like, drop the nuke. Like, oh my god.
Boomer, I'm guessing.
Hang on, yeah. For sure, Boomer. Boomers love dropping nukes. Oh my gosh, let me find it.
What do you guys make about like some of the interviews we've seen around AI CEOs over the last week? I've kind of been finding them interesting that they're like, they feel different than they were. Sam Altman and Alex Karp, the Palantir CEO, they seem a lot more defensive rhetorically than they did maybe a few months ago.
What did they say?
Well, they're basically like daring people to short their stuff.
Okay.
The dev is talking about price.
I don't know.
It's just
I remember when Jesus, what was his name? The CEO of Luna, Do Kwon, when he did that.
That was a great pump though while it lasted. I felt so invincible during that when Do Kwon was buying billions of dollars worth of BTC. I was like, yeah, I'm long. We're gonna wreck bears. And then we got to the top and it just like the bid stopped. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is not working.
Dude.
It's funny now to think about how much like because Do Kwon shoved 2-3 billion into Bitcoin during that period, and now we get that pretty much every week.
This guy yesterday, he goes, launch the nuke. Incredible stuff.
Jesus, we're still dropping.
Rep Mike Collins.
Yeah.
What even is he? He's a
Mike Collins. Is he Arizona?
He's in the House. I don't know what state.
No, he's not Arizona.
I mean, that's just an insane statement. Like
that is an insane statement.
Launch the nuke. What?
That's what he tweeted or so?
Yes, he tweeted. That's all he said. He said launch the nuke. I was like, bro. That would be a disaster.
He bought, launched the nuke.
Whatever we live in.
Yeah, honestly, it's sad.
The boomer
think
mind.
21st century, people would be well educated with the amounts of information at their disposal through the internet like never before in history.
And now we're launching AI erotica.
AI erotica.
Or Chat GPT erotica.
What?
Yeah. I think that's
What?
coming out, right?
I mean,
I'm not. I didn't just make that up.
What?
Yeah. Where I can't remember if it's Chat GPT or if it was like OpenAI, but they're launching like erotica and I think some other stuff. Yeah.
But
oh,
is it like cloned by someone else, or is it like an actual, OpenAI launching this?
I think it's Chat GPT.
Like the company OpenAI that launched ChatGPT is launching ChatGPT Erotica.
It might not be like a separate sector, but I think it probably has the capability to do it.
no, it's OpenAI was like, for some reason, they were like, we have had like guardrails on our thing for too long about like adult content. They tweeted this the other day. And so they were like, we're launching some, whatever Tommy said. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry, I laughed at one comment there.
Yeah, I read a comment. I'm just like, what even compels somebody to type that out?
Like what?
But
the screen.
I was gonna ask you guys, what do you think about the capex or capex? How do you pronounce it? Capex or capex?
CapEx.
I think, right?
Capex.
Yeah.
What do you think about the capex by the Mach 7 companies that are spending into AI right now? Like it's going kind of exponential, and there are two sort of arguments, right? Both bullish and bearish as usual. One is that we have a huge investments going on by big companies that will lead to a huge effectivity growth. The others are saying we have huge capexes going on without any real revenue, and that's a sign of a bubble.
Well, it's definitely a bubble. The question, obviously, we all got to ask ourselves is, where in the bubble are we? I don't think it's inherently bearish that you have big players kind of intertwining their risk together. But I'll go back to the OpenAI interview with Altman and somebody else. I mean, they're asking for like a backstop from the government for that, or like to justify that capex, or to kind of like continue that. And I think that is maybe a little bit more worrying. I wouldn't say like rising capex is inherently bearish, but when the behavior of kind of a big piece of that OpenAI is asking for a government subsidy, then I think that's maybe a little bit more of an alarm bell for me personally. But I don't think the AI bubble is popping anytime soon. Like there will be big corrections within the AI bubble, but I think it's going to get so much bigger over the next few years.
I think what the US government is basically trying to do is invest themselves out of this, right? Like see such a huge effectivity growth that it will help with the government debt, or like debt to GDP, as it has during the dot-com bubble. Actually, I want to check the debt to GDP right now.
I think the tough part about it, Jack, is because it's kind of like we're almost in a box where we have to innovate, and we realistically, like, we want to win the AGI war. We have to beat China to this thing if it's going to be obtained at all. And then the flip side of that is like, okay, if we're pushing very hard for AGI and kind of this technology that can effectively automate the productivity of a lot of the workforce, you have another problem that rises up kind of out of that. So I have no idea like what the right answer for that is. It's I mean, they are kind of like in a box, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, I just checked the US debt to GDP ratio, right? Currently at 1 118%. But it used to be around like 40 to 30 in the 70s, and then in 80s it started to rise and went up to like 64% in 1993. Then you get the dot-com bubble, and it's one of the only times, except when you were using sound money, when it's going down like significantly, and it dropped down to lowest point was 54. So it went from like 65 to 54%, and then it stayed there until 2008. So that's about 14 years, right?
This is
Yeah.
what data?
The debt to GDP, right? What I'm trying to say is that what I think the US government is trying to do is solve the current problems that it, obviously has, and the world is seeing that regarding the, debt, the ability to pay its own debt. The US is trying to solve that by investing heavily. It's like, as you said, it's making the companies to keep investing and making sure that they win in this AI battle. And I think the reasoning for that is to bring down the debt to GDP ratio and to obviously lower the yields and therefore the expenditures on the interest that's being paid. And when I look at the chart, this is why I looked at the chart, the US debt to GDP ratio. I can put it on the chart there, but one sec. I don't have a longer one. Maybe I can look it up quickly. I have some older charts too, but this is the debt to GDP ratio. I'll write it here for the viewers. Debt to GDP, right? In percentage. And so it was going down, and I suppose even before. I suppose I would say after the World War II, when I think it was trading around 100 as well. And then it was trading all the way down until the 80s, when the US started to obviously, print currency and indebt itself. And then you ran into huge effectivity growth of the internet and internet companies, which was big. US starts to, or like the debt to GDP starts to go down approximately from like 1993 to 1996, when it topped, and goes down, right? The dot-com bubble starts to go up again, but sort of, in a manageable form. And then comes 2008, and that's when debt to GDP just massively goes higher. And it shows you that the growth have been actually made based on the future of the kids, of us and you, mostly most of the listeners, right? And then obviously COVID happens, that brings the debt to GDP to even astronomical levels. I think what the US government is trying to do right now is to bring this down, sub 100, and establish sort of, I still think you might think it's crazy. I've been, and it's, by the way, funny how Tucker froze here.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, look at his picture.
Oh,
Wait,
he's
what
back.
happened? What happened?
Oh, no.
Did I freeze?
the Matrix is attacking him,
The Matrix is attacking.
seemingly.
Your picture froze there, and it was so funny to look at. But anyways, what I think the US is trying to do, and it's like a 4D chess move, is that it could bring some sort of parity to the dollar with Bitcoin. I don't think it's out of the question, because they did it in they are obviously losing in the gold race, right? Like we know China, Russia, all of other nations have bought it one. If they can, so they are probably not going to win there, but if they, and I think we will see a commodity backed money in the future again. I think, with how all the governments across the world are heading, with their unsustainable debt to GDPs, and when they have to just keep printing, basically, the only way is really to introduce some new commodity backed money for like the next 20, 30 years at least. And I think US could do it by backing the dollar with BTC actually. Or maybe basket, could be basket, BTC, gold, silver, something.
It'll probably be a basket, I would imagine.
I think basket would be the best, yes.
I know there was somebody on X that was talking about this a few weeks ago. I think that's like a thematic that you can't possibly price in because it's probably going to occur over like more than a decade. But I tend to agree that we kind of have to differentiate ourselves from China in some way, and they are, like you said, definitely winning the gold race right now. They've been buying for years. We don't even know. By the way, we were supposed to hear about the gold reserves in America. Never heard of them. So does it even exist? Like,
maybe they found out there is nothing and we're like, let's not talk about this again. Well, that's what the gold bugs have been saying for a long time, that there is no gold in the US, right?
Good old gold bugs.
Who knows?
Imagine being long Zcash for like 30 years. That's what gold bugs are. No, gold bugs are cooking. I can't even hate. Respect the pump.
All right. I have found out, this is actually interesting. So the same chart, right? And I'll probably add this one at the bottom. So this goes all the way to 18th century. Or even, yeah. So
For the years. What was that first peak or that like huge peak?
This is the year 1790.
Okay.
This is US Civil War. This is World War I. This is World War II. So I'll do one more here.
Wait, so that second spike before the breakout was World War I?
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, that kind of looks like where we're at right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like a bigger version.
It does. It does. That makes you think, right?
Fractal chud here. Sorry, I just recognized.
Fractal chud.
So like this version on the right, that's basically this, right? This is just more zoomed out. So this goes all the way back to 1790. This is US Civil War in about 1865. Then you have World War I. And I agree. The current spike here, right, that looks exactly like World War I. The US debt to GDP ratio at World War I, so that's here, was 35%. During World War II, 121, and that's basically where we are currently. We are currently at 125, and it's growing here.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'd love to avoid any and all world wars during my lifetime, even if that's an unfeasible statement. But
you know what I hope, Tommy? That right now we are in this little bounce. So like we are in this little bounce, right? Like we've you get this spike, World War I. That's this spike that we got in COVID. and then there is that little drop, little bounce, complacency shoulder, and we at least get this.
I think we do.
So like bring down the US debt to GDP to like, sub 100, maybe 75%. It went back from 35 to 16. So that's 50% drop. If you were to drop 50% from here, it's like 60, but bring it down to 75. That would surely calm down things. But yeah, it's just, But this has definitely been like we discussed yields for a while. This has definitely been one of the main issues driving them higher. And it is, whether you're going to look at Japan or France, which is in huge trouble right now. The difference between US and France is that US has so much innovation and so many companies in it. So there is like a good potential that if the entrepreneur environment stays there, that US will be able to pay its own debt. But with France and with its history, not so much.
That's a wild chart, man.
It's a wild chart.
Makes me think. Does confirm some things that I've kind of hypothesized in private, that like kind of towards the end of this decade, maybe looking at like a more long-term correction in all markets. But that's just totally hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm just a fractal chud.
Well, fractals have a meaning. So yeah.
Yeah, wait, is Trump making an announcement today? Is that a thing?
I think it was for like weight loss drugs.
One tweet to save us all.
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think we're getting a government reopening anytime soon.
What do you think about the poly market bet, though? Did you see the chances?
I saw they went down a little bit yesterday. It looks like they're kind of going back up. November 16th or longer just climbed to 53%.
Oh yeah, I see that. Holy shit.
I just think, we just, not to get overly political, but I do think the government reopening does have like a direct relationship with market liquidity. So you need the government to reopen for mainly like the treasury to be pumping liquidity into markets. I don't think you're going to see the government reopen because seemingly after we had the local elections earlier this week, there was an attempt to make a deal from like Senate Democrats. And I just think at this point, you've kind of gotten what you want. Now you want to reopen the government. So it makes more sense to me if you're the GOP, you're going to twist the knife now. Surely. Why would the government reopen anytime soon under that backdrop is kind of what I'm thinking. Unless, we miraculously come together and compromise. But I don't think I don't think a lot of think that's going to happen.
They would reopen because the shutdown's bad for them, right? Like you just saw all these Democratic mayors get elected, like beyond just Mamdani or whatever. Like
right. No, I know, but I'm saying like that's a bargaining chip that they wanted and they got. So now if you're the GOP, why would you reopen the government?
Yeah, by the way, guys, can you explain to us poor Europors how exactly the shutdown in the US works? Like that basically means that people from the government don't go to the job, or it means that they do but they just don't get paid?
I don't know. I do know that my flights this weekend could potentially be impacted.
It depends on how much money's left in the budget and because their fiscal year ends September 31st, right? So if they can't agree on a budget for the next fiscal year, they shut down until they can. And they start turning off different government, programs and or like job payroll until
Yeah.
they can figure out what they want to do, basically. So, I mean, yeah, you would think like whoever's in power, like the current administration, would suffer more from a government shutdown than the party that's not in power, right? Because it looks bad, which we've seen that's actually played out. So I guess, yeah, to your point, Tommy, if that was the plan and that already played out, then I guess you could just keep it shut down if they've already gotten, what they wanted.
I don't know when we're going to get a reopening. I really don't.
I don't either. Yeah.
I don't think it's imminent.
Oh,
and I
there
think
he
that
is.
does matter for market liquidity. We've seen it
does.
over
It
the
does.
last few weeks.
No, it totally does. Like when you think about how many people rely on government liquidity, because like whether you work for it, you usually work for it one way or another because there are like government, like constructions, right? So you can be working for a private company that's being paid by government, right? So, but I suppose when you work for a private company, you're still getting paid, and but by the company itself, right? It's just that the company is not getting paid right at the moment. But yeah, again, there is about 1 trillion sitting in the TGA right now, Treasury General account, that's waiting to inject into the market. And I think you can also see that by how many notes the US has been selling onto the market lately, right? So they are financing via short-term notes, which is just short-term debt, and that is currently sitting there for a while now.
100%. I almost wonder if it has some relationship. I don't even want, like, some people get so deep into the weeds with the private credit stuff. I have no idea. I don't even know what metrics to look at that would even indicate like stress in those industries. But I would have to imagine that like it's probably difficult for private credit and private equity if they don't have access to some of this government funding. But regardless, I mean, we've seen liquidity sensitive sectors kind of for the last few weeks get impacted by this more heavily. That's why altcoins did what they did. I really think that's why altcoins did what they did a few weeks ago. I know everybody wants to point towards like, yeah, Binance tried to take out Wintermute or, maybe more entertaining conspiracy theories. But I just think, you have liquidity dry up and people probably got caught off guard. And crypto is simply the more liquidity sensitive sector of the market. Small caps, which had huge amounts of breadth. I had to say the word, huge amounts of breadth for most of Q2 and Q3 has become kind of more of like a hot ball of money rotational environment in the meantime. So, yeah, I mean, it does matter for the market. And if the AI trade is potentially struggling a little bit here, then the market can have a wobble.
Wouldn't want it to wobble. No wobbling. Half a wobble is a new term.
Somebody in the comments is very upset, man.
Who's upset? I don't know.
It's not even political commentary. It's just, how does it affect markets? It is affecting markets. I didn't even bring up the short volatility trade, which is inherently like tied to market liquidity.
Yeah. That's the old VIX looking, Tommy. Have you studied it recently?
I've been studying. I am a constant student of the VIX. I mean, every time they smash it intraday, it just, it just keeps grinding up. Vixologist. Isn't that a real X account?
I don't know. Definitely could be. Wouldn't be surprised.
Most of the people who talk about volatility on X are just like, yeah, I sold these puts and these calls and I'm a genius. Learn to make some passive income.
Yeah, that's not the correct way to use those, in my opinion.
I'm not a fan of option sellers. It should be obvious at this point. Prometheus was talking to us yesterday about like all of the options stuff that he was doing, and I was like, I understood some of that.
Yeah, he started saying words like Vega, and I was like, all right, that's enough. You remember the Gamma Squeeze Wars?
I kind of like vaguely understand what Gamma is now, but I know enough to like be able to trade off of it. Jesus.
You think we are getting another spike in wicks to new highs?
I've been thinking that it was possible for a while. What I do know is that VIX futures bottomed at the exact same like level and territory that they did before the yen carry trade blow up and the Q1 top. And I think like when you look at the way the VIX futures trade, it's different from the VIX because it factors in like the market. It's basically like a visualization of market liquidity. So you can see when liquidity is coming in, it's just like bleeding out, and it can make new lows where the VIX cannot, because the VIX is just kind of more of an index than something that you can actually trade. But yeah, VIX futures, which would make new lows if liquidity was continuing to be pumped into the market, has found support at the same level that it did before the last two like major corrections that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. This chart looks kind of scary too.
Still in a range.
Still in a range. Still in a range. Fair.
But close to breaking it. I agree.
Yeah.
Jeez.
There's no good trend line.
Can you give back the prior time frame that you had? I'm not sure if it was monthly or
This one?
maybe monthly. Can you zoom out? Yeah. This chart still looks to me like it wants to go to 3%. Like I just look at this chart like this without anything. It was like, yeah, it wants to do a fake dump to new lows.
Complacency shoulder.
Bear flag. Simple.
It wants to do FTX type of shakeout, you know.
Can I offer you 0, maybe negative? Yeah. And you're definitely just like consolidating below resistance. So that's bearish in my opinion, but
Stock's bouncing here. What do you think about Meta stock?
Meta. Monthly?
Maybe weekly.
I always forget to buy this on dips, and I probably just should ape and think twice, or like not think twice about it. This thing always like grinds. I guess that's the monthly. It didn't make as high of a high as I thought it did, but like, damn, since 2022, that chart is.
Yeah.
It still has the best PE from like, you know, its or like, I wouldn't maybe say competitors, but like from the Max 7, right? Where, well, maybe not the best, but like it has a very good one. And it has a good growth expectation still. And currently it's visiting a decent gap. on the chart, on the weekly.
It is.
You know.
Yeah.
I worry a bit about the NASDAQ here. We were looking at it this morning on the Discord call. You might have to zoom in a little bit.
The weekly is brutal.
Yeah, but like if you put it in log mode. Now this is kind of my own little take on things. The NASDAQ, I mean, and the S&P, they kind of print these like stairway to heaven patterns where it's just like a really tight walk up. And you can usually fit a trend line across the bottom of it. And it does a really great job of calling like a breakdown before it happens. It worked even with like COVID and things like, yeah, like right there. And you can just draw a trend line across the lows and more or less like that. Yeah. And you can go back, look at the Q1 drop that we had. So scroll back a little bit. You can draw it on that before we had our Q1 drop too. You just get this like tight, like these really long, prolonged, like ascending channels. And when they break, you typically get that unwind. So I'm looking at this going, we have a pretty clear logarithmic stairway to heaven pattern. Crypto looks like it's hanging on for dear life, which we know typically precedes an equity drop. You're going to want to see this trend line hold here for equities.
It's literally at support though.
It is at support. So you are right. Like you probably should wait for it to really give out, but
I agree. And I said this before, I'm not sure you were around, but I said there are only two ways here, really. Either crypto is like, which is unexpected because usually it's just a few weeks, but either crypto is front running stocks by like 4 months. And stocks are about to rug pull, and obviously crypto is it further. Or, crypto got manipulated here for a while, and it's about to catch up to the upside. Because based on the valuations of how BTC is getting treated by Wall Street, which is like a technological stock, it's lagging NASDAQ right now about 30% to the upside. It should be trading around 145K.
140.
So probably more than that. It's more like 40%.
Yeah.
45. But basically the correlation stopped in July, or like stopped. It always pauses, right? It paused in 2024 when BTC went, for its March till August correction, and then BTC very quickly repriced to the upside. And so there is a question: either Bitcoin is lagging NASDAQ or NASDAQ is lagging Bitcoin. And I think we will soon have an answer to that.
DXY trying to turn around a little bit.
I like this comment. It's like, I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I buy at 100K? BTC rate as 100K. I ain't buying that shit. Or like the William Wallace. Wait.
The guys are fine.
Then price moons. Buy now.
Have you seen the one with the guys like standing in line of like whatever 100K Bitcoin, and then there's one guy and there's
yeah
Bitcoin or guys, yeah. Dixie topped, not going above 100. I mean, it was above 100 like this morning, brother. But I see that it does look a little bit bearish.
I think DXY is probably going to roll over here, but I think it's going to do multiple fuckeries here before it does. Like it will not be this precise.
Agreed. Dollar's going to zero in a long enough time, but
I mean, I think you could maybe even come into that little FVG.
I think we get a pop up on the dollar, but I'm not like bullish on it either. So it's kind of,
I like this. Need 1025.
I could see like a fake out lower and then some scam spike up. I don't know. I agree with Jackass's take. There's going to be a lot of fuckery around this level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they usually don't do it on the first try. There is like one sweep, then another, and then you are like, oh, 2 sweeps, 3 sweeps, right? Lower, and then there's like 4th, 5th, 6th. The price doesn't really move higher, and then it finally moves.
1 sweep, 2 sweep, red sweep, blue sweep.
No
Sorry.
sweep.
All I heard was red sweep.
Max, what are you thinking here? Up or down?
Sorry, I'm cooking up. I'm cooking up a script right now. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. It's sweet though, so it's worth
What
it.
asset, if you don't mind me asking?
Did I freeze again?
No, you're good.
You're about seconds. No, he's about 3 seconds behind us.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, look at him. He's all fuzzy.
Wait, it's just.
Is it me, Tommy? Is he not a little fuzzy?
He's a little fuzzy.
Okay.
Maybe if we all pretend like we're frozen, we can freak Tucker out.
No.
I could be a little fuzzy.
All right, I think he's fine. I think you're fine.
The only positive to this statement is that if the shutdown lasts until Thanksgiving, you might. It's terrible, actually. It's not a good thing, but you might not have to have that conversation this Thanksgiving.
Why? Oh, because you can't.
I'll
fly.
still insist on having it. Don't worry.
I want to go to Thanksgiving with my family. I just don't know if like what the flight situation is going to be.
Yeah. Let's see.
We should we already did actually look at Zcash, didn't we? I think it's a great time for the time to bring back this old segment, the crime of the day.
Jelly or what?
What?
Is it jelly or what?
No, it's Metamundo.
What?
Can you pull up MMT?
Oh. Oh.
What is MMT?
I've got no idea.
Huh.
They pumped billions of dollars in volume and 300 million in open interest into it, and then they rugged it.
What did they run it up to?
Great question. They ran it up to. Stop.
300 million open interest. I mean, it had to go pretty high, but
there is no market cap on Coinalyze for it. It's a black box. Okay. Oh my God. Wait, no, that's not the right ticker. Jesus. It's not even on CoinGecko. So I don't know
on chain or not. Is it on chain? 50 cents? Yeah, no, I got it. I found it.
Okay, what?
Market cap. They ran it up to 908 million.
That's pretty good in these conditions. What a very nice scam they orchestrated. Good for them. I feel like most of the scams I've seen lately have kind of topped out early.
Yeah. Yeah, they almost hit a bill.
Did you buy ICP Anon though? The most bullish coin in the industry. Some people ask me, what do I think of ICP? I'm like, I wish I could meme here with the camera, but I can't.
It actually looks
Do you
pretty
remember
good.
when ICP launched on like, or got listed on like Coinbase or something, and it was like one of the highest by market cap? Like, it may have even been like, I can't remember. It was like pushing close to like flipping ETH or something right away. It was crazy, and then everybody just got rugged on it.
It sounds like Melania Trump coin.
Yeah.
Trump token doing anything? I know it was kind of pumping earlier this week. Nope. Is that the future of ICP? Is the Trump chart?
Could be. Oh boy.
Ooh, it's crime.
I remember this ICO. Oh.
Me too. I was like, they're named a token internet computer. I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
It was basically, I think, just like Coinbase or FTX and Coinbase using boomers as exit liquidity. It's like, oh, this sounds like a great idea for a cryptocurrency internet computer.
Internet computer coin.
Are you guys tracking XPL at all?
No.
Not at all.
I heard it was just down only.
It is still down only, but I'm interested in it eventually, just not right now.
I mean,
The problem with these, right, is that it's like down only, and then there is a one scam pump from the lows, and so the only strategy is like you can buy in right now. It can go minus 90%, and then you might end up being like up 100%.
Yeah.
If you want to buy when it starts moving, it's already too late because it's gonna pump so much, and then you'll be like, all right, it pumped 300%. Do I buy now and get rugged, or just scope from the sidelines?
Do I buy now and get rugged? Like, you know it's gonna happen. You're like, should I just get rugged? I just have to feel something.
There is nothing better. If you like hate that something is pumping, just ape in with size. I'm telling you, immediately down only.
I think it's going to be a buy at some point, but you need to wait for it to go sideways for like multiple months. But I really do think it will be a buy at some point, and a great trade. But I do not think that is right now.
yeah.
What do we think about Bitcoin here, guys? Do we think about Bitcoin here?
No.
I never think about you.
We ignore it.
It needs to create a higher low and higher high here. That's for sure.
Does. Definitely does.
I mean, that is scary. Like, it is either about to just like whoosh, or
yeah,
this was bait this morning and they're gonna suck it back up. But it is awkward, man. Where is Justin Sun when you need him?
Yeah.
He's right here. What do you mean?
Oh,
He's
yeah. He's always with us.
Yeah.
We're getting that bounce I was talking about. Unfortunately, it came like 50 points lower than I thought it would on ETH. Probably bounce it back to like 3,400 today. Makes sense to me.
I'll be there waiting. I'll be there waiting. 3,400. Wait, okay. Didn't we fill out the form live yesterday?
Yeah, we did. You did.
really-
It was not
we
a we
really-
thing. It was a you.
We really filled out the form absolutely
We
live.
did. I mean, it might even make sense to pull up the YouTube stream, Tucker, and find it because you filled out the form, I think, perfectly.
The form was filled. I
Yeah.
don't remember where I think it was like 3430 was like the low level. And I had to stop all the way up here. But
Yeah, you also offered 100% personal guarantee,
if it failed,
financial reimbursement for any
Yeah.
losses incurred. And I mean, look, everybody's in profit now. So I would,
Yeah.
if I were you, Tucker, my recommendation would be to recommend stops at break even because then you can't lose anymore. You know,
stops at break even. Stops at break even. There
look
we
at
go.
that. Big Haggard did it again.
There's your free trade.
Wow.
1,000R.
1,000R.
Is that
Yeah.
enough?
140,000.
You think I can make it on a 140R trade?
Yeah.
Butters.
Delete that. Okay, the take profit is just it's just a random. Don't take the take profit too much into account here. There's something at 2,800 too. Look, it's only 62,000R now. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there. That's nothing. That's not egregious. It's not egregious. Anyway, I worry about stuff like this on a higher time frame, like especially if it can't get it back in that. Yeah, it's very real. Like high time frame, I think that's your level for you.
It warms my heart.
I mean, I also think there's a line like probably here-ish. I'm actually gonna draw it to here. Boom, 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 boom. I think this is also relevant. This whole area. 3,500 to 3,450. Yeah.
Reclaim that and we are so back.
Yeah. Honestly, flip like 3,500 and we can be back for a little bit. We'll see. I really this, you know, that we're back in a huge that cancel every
That we're
bear.
going to 10K.
Yeah, this you've never heard the bear thing in your life if that happens.
I'm still dying from the comments under the Wintermute post, man. That's like so good. The fucking audacity to be explaining to X people about liquidity when all you guys do is extract everyone any chance you have. I hope you guys burn to the ground, sincerely.
Cheers. Your stop has to be at the order block from the previous market structure. Aim for the low of the day. Wait for the FVG to fill and move. Nah, brother. It's not.
The order block from the previous day. I mean, if I were a market maker, I'm targeting your stop like right now.
It's all feel. It's all feel, brother.
Unless you're talking about like 3,550, I don't think we're going back up there if we're going to be dumping. But if I were a market maker and you were trying to break down short, I would be targeting the $3,400 stops.
Oh, he was trying to sound.
Oh God, he's making fun of somebody.
Okay, good. Thank God.
I saw that guy bid a bunch of Bitcoin or something at like 100K.
One thing I found out is that everyone is an order block expert these days.
I don't even watch the order book, man. I have
order block.
Me that tell
Order
me.
block.
The order book's only relevant if you're trading like altcoins. Otherwise, you're just going to end up psyoping yourself trying to understand what the hell they're doing with Bitcoin and ETH.
Dude, they know that people watch it closely now, and there's all these like retail tools to measure it, you know. like the order spoofing and like the order book depth and things like that. They know that people watch it, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly just a psyop at this point.
Yeah.
Well, there's just so many sophisticated entities in the market. You can't really discern what is going on in the order book. You used to be able to have a really good idea of what somebody was trying to do in the last bull market, I felt like, but this time it's just like you're guessing.
You are guessing.
Listen, this is perfect, Tommy. The market got so brutal and so hard that everyone got so sophisticated, but even that wasn't enough. It was a snake eating its own tail when even the sophisticated started to eat the sophisticated. It wasn't like I remember back in the day, it was about one sweep of the load, and it was wait for the second. Now it's third, and now you like get 6 sweeps of both highs and lows, and you watch order books, you watch whether delta is this or that, and it's like so crazy. And everyone, the reality, the outcome is that all of these are just ultra wrecked,
Yes.
and they probably have a new wage of $1,000 coming in, and they are trying to make it with maxi futures with $10 of liquidity, right? With 1000 R. But the reality is that like all of these sophisticated people are actually ultra wrecked.
Yeah, I think the best thing that I did over the bear market was just understanding market structure. You don't really need lines. You don't even really need to watch flow. Just understand how market structure kind of works, even on just like a general level, and you're probably going to be ahead of most people trying to trade the market.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Dow up 5% today.
Ooh. What am I on 30 minutes?
Usually when Dow bounces, market bounces. So there is hope. You're telling me there is a chance. Yes.
Going back to 3,400 on ETH. Just my opinion.
Do it. Do it.
Maybe not quite that high, but who knows?
Oh, you mean maybe something like this, Tommy? How does 33?
Are you going to add?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd just be chilling. I think one of the best bouncers, if we get one, is going to be Hyperliquid.
The best bounces.
It's sold off like way aggressively this morning. Hyperliquid scalp long back to like $40.50. Not financial advice.
Not. No, this one for sure could get stopped out. This one is not getting stopped out. I'll tell you that for sure. This one will not be.
Bruh, both are. We are going straight to all-time highs. What are you talking about?
I'll delete them all. People are upset. It's okay.
The people are upset. No, it definitely makes sense that we see some reversion in equities.
Up.
Yeah, just a little bit higher.
Just a little bit. Oh, right on the line, Max. Wait, I took it off log. Why? That's why. I took it off log, but it's a little more interesting off log, actually.
You know what I found out? Like a few times when you have a trend line that's on logarithmic scale, and then you put it on regular, the price somehow lots of times bounces on it.
I mean, that's happening right now. Well, you lose when this lights out, Max. Lose this line and it's lights out. We're at the trend line on linear.
I think if you lose this line, you are going to get a flush.
I mean, look at this. The linear is better, bro. Like Jack has just said, like linear.
No, they're both important.
They're both, but
But
Do you guys-
just click log mode and see it.
Do you guys think that Nancy Pelosi retiring is a local top for equities?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's
And
the
the
best
Camaro.
argument that I've heard.
Dude, absolutely. Without question.
The
the best
goat.
trader of all times.
Literally.
Pelosi, the best stock
Pelosi
trader.
retired and the market's topped.
That would be honestly it would make a lot of sense in hindsight. It's probably a good spot for us to wrap up. We're talking about Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
We are going non-stop here until tomorrow. We are going non-stop until we either break 98k or reclaim 111.
Oh man, so we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We hope you enjoyed the show today. A reminder that Market Check goes live not typically, every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday when the New York Stock Exchange is open. But our usual start time is around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you enjoyed the show today, you want to watch us talk about markets again in the future, maybe even tomorrow to wrap up your week, make sure to do that. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And also make sure to tune in for our other show, Market Talk, hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is Spaces hosted through X. Wabi's account, the personal account, as well as Because Bitcoin X account. So make sure to stay following and subscribe to both of those so you can be notified, not just when we schedule those spaces, but of course, also when we go live. Additionally, if you're looking for something that can provide an edge for you in the markets, we do have a few tools for you to be able to do this. Most relevant example right now, given all of the volatility that we're seeing on a lower time frame in markets, you are looking for signals to be able to trade some of your favorite tickers, such as Sol, Pepe, and Doge on an hourly time frame. Check out our Volume Fusion Pro Discord, guys. All you have to do is sign up for Blofin using our referral link, and you'll be given access to these signals. Also, make sure to check out the BB Terminal, guys. If you are looking to trade on chain, whether that's Sol, BSC, Base, don't miss the next big on chain rotation. Check out the BB Terminal. Maybe you even want to trade SUI NFTs. I told you guys I'd make that joke every day. I'm going to keep doing it, but that's it from us, guys. We hope you have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week if we don't see you again tomorrow. But thank you again, as always, for tuning in. And of course, stay safe.
And be good.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal,